Good morning out there out there. I'm going to take a slurp. From in here, out here. Vivian, the cat, did you hear that? Jeez. They just chase in the morning. There they go around the house. And Vivi's here. Vivi's nose is here. Hi, Mark. Oh, boy. I read a book. Thanks to Barb Sonier for putting me onto this book called This Is Happiness. It's an Irish book. The cats are fighting actually on a ledge. They're pawing each other, boxing. Look who it is. What two fighters. I mean, they're on a ledge that's this wide. And Julie's afraid they're going to fall all the way down to the first story. So she's lifting them off. Thanks to Julie for doing this. So I'm reading this book. It's called This Is Happiness. And I thought, wow, what a title. And here it turns out that, we get all these books, self-help books and all these things about how to be happy and what is happiness and then blah, blah. Are you happy? There they go. What do you think of those crazies, huh? And there they go. So, did you hear? You have to hear that.
Happiness.
Oh, is that where I was? Yeah, this is so. This is this Irish thing where you go, this is happiness. So it's not that it lasts; it's that you take it through the day, and you go, this pillow, this is happiness. And I was thinking, yeah, that's really cool. This doesn't. You don't have to get rid of sorrow or anything to have that. You just look over Julie and go, this is happiness. Yeah. Look down here. This is happiness. Yeah. Oh man, I love that. I gotta be quiet about it. I love it so much. It sort of reminded me about, I'll bet you've all read these articles about overdoing. And then they pick things like, remember the story I told about the exclamation points and the guy telling me I do too many exclamation points. So I told him he uses too many periods. Well, it's kind of like that with love. So I'm reading Zadie Smith. Ever come across Zadie Smith? There's a big Zadie Smith up there. And what was she talking? Oh, love. And she agrees with me. Just say it all the time. I mean, how can you wear it out? That's what they say. Oh, if you overuse it, then you wear it out. It doesn't mean anything. No, I love this coffee. There's a million. Let's get a million meanings. We don't even have to confine it to 3 Greek meanings: Platonic, erotic, and what's the other one? Everybody-ish. Agape. Yeah, just why not? Let's expand it. I love this. I love this. They're burning some wood across the fire. It's beautiful. I love that. This is happiness. And it doesn't mean you have to get rid of sorrow, because, oh man, we're loaded with that, aren't we? Whew. And then Zadie Smith said, if you think you're crazy, here's the thing. The times are really crazy. They're crazy. And you can't help but our sense of sanity is based on kind of all the things we respond to throughout the day. And if you're hit with all this fascist stuff and blah, 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 let alone your own personal, it's overwhelming. I had so that was another Zadie Smith essay, was about suffering and how the Buddhists say it's all suffering. But then they, do this, and that's a way. And then there's another way, and that's to have something, because everybody is. I had a friend, he was a minister, and I hadn't seen him for 40 years or so. But anyway, the point is, he would walk around town or anything, and he'd come up and say, Mary, Joe, whatever. He'd say, wow, you look pretty good considering all you've gone through and all you're going through. And the person was always, well, how did you know that? Well, he thank you, Julie. Julie's allergic to the Thursday morning. So they'd say, well, how did you know that? And he would say, he'd say, well, tell me about it. He didn't know. He just assumed. I think we could just assume that. Aren't you? You have stuff. Who doesn't have stuff? Yeah. So something that, maybe it's a crossword puzzle. I don't know. Something. Get you from here to there. Yeah. And, I'm reading this book. The Man Who Walked Backward. During the Depression, it's really a book about life, different places in the country during the Depression, but this guy walked backward everywhere. Started in Texas, he's making his way to New York City, walking backward. And he got, people got to hear about him, and then they'd take him in at night, and he walks backward. He learned to do it. He had a pair of glasses that, or did I already tell you about that? He had a pair of glasses that went this way so he could walk backward and know what was coming up on his back. Yeah. I read some more this week where the use of the word sentimental was, I'm not going to give up, but I'm going to tame it down, because I may have to face the fact that word has become a pejorative, even though it's not. Because some very intelligent essay writers used it this week, and I always go like that. Oh, gee, why don't you say cheesy or sappy or too muchness or something? Walk around your house. Find how many things that you look at, that you have them for sentimental reasons. They're good reasons. They were grandma's. Yeah. Saw a couple robins. This is happiness. But then I learned they don't really migrate. Is that right, Julie? They don't really.
I don't know that.
Julie was the editor of Birders World. She knows everything about birds except that one.
I do not know that one.
Yeah. So anyway, I saw a couple robins. Oh, by the way, the other week I realized, notice there's not one of these balls between my legs. When I viewed that video, I nearly fell off my chair. And you were so kind to let it go. Did you ever notice that most of what we really love or has real value to it is often, you could put the word useless to it. I mean, does it really matter if I read about the man who walked backwards? It's funny because it's hard in our culture. It's very, very practical, you know. You know, last week I talked about, I say you know enough, but I talked about, you know, the loss of the English major and humanities. They're useless. Yeah, they're useless. We're just here. I mean, that's it. And we waste all this time writing these books and searching for this and searching for that and finding meaning and just. Do you ever notice how wonderful it is when you do nothing? It's really hard to do. Just watch the fire burn over there. It just swung to the right, so it must be a little wind from the north. That's what we're trying to do this morning again. A little bit of nothing. The cats have calmed. They're having a stare down. Yeah. But it's amazing what you can experience if you just do nothing. Which doesn't mean you don't see. Like I'm looking at a painting right now. Putting my hand on Vivi. Look how good she can do nothing. Can't you, buddy? Huh? Yes, you can. I'm a poetry group this morning. Love them. Oh, I know another thing. I'm going to grumble. You know the baseball player Aaron Judge? He's making $40 million a year. Now, I said to Julie the other day, and then we had a little bit of about it, that I thought maybe we're living in a third world country, but it's a redefined one. It's a third world country, meaning undeveloped, because we don't value the right things. Some of those undeveloped countries are dancing and hugging, and I don't mean to please. No, I know what they need. They need what we have too much of. You know, so we decided to say we live in a third world country with undeveloped wealth that's not. You ever listen to the song Walking the Streets of London? Ralph McTell, and he sings it with a homeless choir. YouTube, Ralph McTell, Walking the Streets of London. But make sure you do it with there's a 50 the recordings of it, but do it Ralph McTell with the Crisis Choir it's called. Yes, communism is the redistribution of wealth. Ha ha ha. Under Ike, the wealthy were Ike, Republican. The wealthy were taxed at 90%. 90%. Is that about? What's our time? Is that about right?
Yeah, 13 minutes in.
Well, then we'll finish up with a poem.
Your book fell down.
My book fell down here. There it is. Hello. This is St. Peter and the Goldfinch. Daughter Meredith did the painting. She's useless. She teaches art. Yeah, she's useless. Yeah. Do we need another painting? No. Do we need a painting from Jimmy Vandenhoef? Yep. Yeah. Yeah, we do. Let's get rid of all the... I had a friend who he was a painter. He said we should get rid of all the art before 1940. Now what he was saying was, let's pay attention to what Jimmy Vandenhoef is doing. He didn't mean let's get it in and go. Oh, love Van Gogh. Okay. Thanks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, cats are calm. Bibby's calm. Bibby's the most peaceful. She brings peace. She's a peace bringer, aren't you? Yeah. She has a sore leg though. Why We Stay is the name of the poem. Why We Stay. Well, I'm sitting here with strong coffee. All the artists, poets, philosophers with no reasons, and the haphazard gardeners are sleeping in or waking into their visions. At the feeder, the first birds of the morning, chickadees in their black and white cassocks. The house finches, their muted red scarves head to shoulder, nuthatches upside down. This is the way the day is to be, loved, without definition. Joy known with its sorrow. It is only quiet, first light, moving in its unencumbered way. Across each branch, still there or fallen. Deep in itself the earth trembles, and our own way is lost and lingering at an unfelt edge. Oh, thanks so much. Take care. Be kind. Try to be cheerful. We all say.